Okay. Hi, hi all. My name is Michał Specjalski from the geopolitik.org talk. And today we're going to have a guest, Tomas Zdechovsky, Czechia MP, Czechia European Parliament MP. And Tomas, we talked with Tomas, I think a year ago, but it was a conspiracy talk series. It was audio, so it's nice that we can see each other, Thomas. So Thomas
Yes.
is a European Parliament. I'm gonna brief you. Of course, you are well known, but maybe some viewers don't know you so much. So you are Czechia member of the European Parliament. You are a chair of the delegation to EU Kazakhstan, EU Kyrgyzstan, EU Uzbekistan, EU Tajikistan, so all the Central
Asian country, plus
countries.
Mongolia.
Plus Mongolia. So maybe we're gonna have some other discussion about this topic. I was on the OSCE conference in Warsaw, and it was a lot of issues about Central European affairs. But we're gonna maybe speak in the next time. You also are a member of the conference of delegation chairs, and also a member of Committee of Foreign Affairs, Employment of Social Affairs, also relation with Japan and South Asia, and substitute for the Committee of the Civil Liberties, Justice and Home Affairs. Is it all like it is now, or is something changed?
No, nothing changed. Just I am working as a military servant in the Czech army. Also, I think it's very important to know that my focus is security.
Yeah, I saw your pictures about the military units. Could you from when you are from when are you a conscripted soldier, or could you say, and what is the reason? Are you in the Czech army? Are Czechia preparing for the war, maybe?
No, in the Czechia we are now established very strong division of the Czech professional army and Czech reservist army, and this is the very strong response to the Russian activity. And I'm member of the Czech reservist army from 2020, from the May, and we are now training very intensively with cooperation with Central European countries and with Western European countries on the issue what will prepare us for potential threats what we can have it from the Russia.
And how much is now the number of the military servicemen in Czechia? Does it change? Could you?
Yes, it's increasing. The professional one is 23,000, and the reservist army is around 5,000 people.
So it's a relevant small army. So you rely on cooperation with NATO, of course, and then Polish army mainly also, because Polish army is one of the biggest in the Visegrad countries and in Central Europe. And of course, you have a new president from the last year. It was a former general, and was I think also he was in the NATO. I think in the high command NATO.
Yeah, okay. He was the second in the NATO, and we are not small army. I think we are very productive, and we are prepared.
No, I'm saying relatively, of course, relatively to the Russian threat, of course, and not. So okay, but today we're gonna speak about the changes in the European Union, and changes regarding the propositions of the European Parliament to the reform of the European Union and the treaties. Because I think the last week there was the European Parliament passed a resolution. Yes, it was a resolution that was a formal application for the European Commission for treaty change.
Yeah, but it was only the results. We have it mandatory. things and we have it resolution, and it was only the resolution. The European Parliament don't have it the power to change legislation alone. Also, European Parliament can only call to member states, and it was one of the call to one of the committee who was saying that they want to change the system of the veto in legislation. And I think that it's normal to discuss about the things, but in practice, they don't have it the real power to change it something. So we can discuss, but there is no chance without the member states to do it.
So it's a proposition of one of the commission's committees of the European Parliament, but it was voted on the basically the bigger chamber, so that all MPs. It was not only vote in the committee, but in the whole chamber. But you're saying because in Poland, Law and Justice Party that lost the elections, won the elections, but maybe not going to form the government. Are making a new narration that it's a threat for the Polish sovereignty and it's very serious. So from your point of view, it's not so much serious because it's only propositions and it's not, and of course the states can overturn this, yes?
That's true. It's only the position of European Parliament. It's a resolution. Also, it's not mandatory. It will not change nothing, and it's only call for changes of the law and of the treaty. But in these times, it's not the right really space for changing something. So also we are now facing the huge Russia threats. We are now facing the threats from the migration. Also the highest level of migration is for us something what is necessary to stop. Also we have it another problems, and I think now is not the time to change the treaty.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so before we're gonna go into some details about what are the changes, what they want to change, those, could you give a kind of a political landscape of the parties or the fractions in the European Parliament that want to change those and who are not willing? Because you are from the Christian Democrats, so the European People's Party, yes. And what is the position of your fraction, and what is the position of other fractions? Could you describe shortly?
Especially the parties from the left side and from the liberals are calling for the changing the treaty because they want in security and the foreign affairs have it majority and not use it the system of veto. Also they are saying that it will be much more easy to do this, but especially in the security it's very difficult to change because every state has their own sovereignty, and it will really make the Europe as a federal state. And I think it's not easy without any deep discussion how it will change the European landscape and European environment, political environment. And I think that it's something what is very essential to have its own sovereignty and to cooperate with other states, because the federalist idea is very nice, but it's not applicable in this moment to the European Union. And if you will take it this part, you have to change a lot of other parts. And I think that then we can start discussion why Brussels is the capital of the European Union, why we have its 3 seats of European Parliament, why we have it 34 agencies, and how of agencies doesn't function, and other.
Mm-hmm. So the biggest threat or the biggest change, I think, would be the what I read is canceling the Article 48.7 of the Treaty of the European Union, which is saying that all changes in the treaties must be notified to the national parliaments, and if the national parliaments not agree of it, there can't be any new changes. So basically, the biggest change of this would be like a structural change, that in the next changes, if it would pass, basically the national parliaments couldn't hold the next ways of federalization of the European Union, basically.
That's true, and this is why I'm saying that it's not so easy to change it, and it's really a very nice idea, but it's very utopic. Also, you cannot say that the national sovereignty will really decrease. Also, if you will tell it to the European voters, they will vote it against, and I'm absolutely sure that 70% of the people in European Union is satisfied with the system, how the system is.
So we can point out some of the changes that are proposed. So, like we said, the easiest way to change the treaties in the future, basically. So this Article 48 about also if this proposition would pass, the new members, that basically the states that are already in the European Union wouldn't have so much opportunity to agree on the new states that would join the European Union. So basically, it all would shift to on the federalistic level or of the European Parliamentary level. We would have a reform of the voting system in Europe. Also, the commission, how the commission would be formed, and also the parliament would be also outside of the national states. Of course, the Article 7, which is quite famous in Poland and Hungary. So if the states wouldn't apply the European values and the interests of the European Union, of course, after this changes, mostly the European Commission and the European Parliament would have say in this regard. So also this. We also have a budget, because you were working in the budget of EU. So there would be also shift about Article 311 of the Treaty of the Function of the European Union, which is the article about the interior resources of the European Union, and the plans for the financial for the new periods. Like you said, most of the changes, the most crucial changes would be in the security and in foreign policy. So basically, could you say a few words about this? You said about how it would look if it would pass the security level and also military level and the foreign policy, if it would pass.
Yeah, Michał, you are absolutely right. You read some of articles, but if it will happen, it will change absolutely the European Union. And this is why I told you that it's unrealistic. Also, I think that the wish of some of parties is one thing, but the reality of the things is other. The reality is that you have really have it system with government on the European level, with parliament on European level, then national level. Also, if you will decide that you don't have it veto, then everybody will ask you, okay, then European Parliament has power to propose any legislation. And it's another discussion. Also, if you will change one article, you will change absolutely all the articles, because all the articles make the balance between the powers. Also, now is power balance between the member states, between Parliament, and between European Commission, and all the changes what you will do will change the proportion of the power. Also, then you don't need the council. If you need only the majority, you will only call to 60% or 63% of the states. You will establish the majority, and then you can only vote what you want. And especially in immigration packages and in immigration law, I think for the Poland, Czech Republic, Slovak, Hungary, Bulgaria, Romania, it will means that you will really lost part of sovereignty. And this is why I am saying that it's not possible to do it, because it's real threats for the next exit of the European Union, because states without the sovereignty, I think that it will be easy to call after them to go out from the European Union, because if you will give it more sovereignty to other states and to other politicians, why you will be there involved in something? It's
Okay,
not possible.
let's come, Thomas, in a second to the other part, and we're gonna discuss about the Czechia position on the Gaza situation, and also about the migration, because it's interconnected. So let's contact in a second for the second part.